All right, as SuperValu launched their sponsorship of the GAA All Ireland Senior Football Championship in this year's hashtag Community Includes Everyone campaign. I'm now delighted to be joined on the line by Cork Footballer here at Oaks, Emma Cleary. Emma, thanks for joining us. How are you?
No bother at all, Harry. Thanks.
Good, thanks, man. Thanks for joining us. First off, I suppose talk to me about SuperValu and the importance that they have. I suppose not only to you guys as your primary sponsor, but what they're bringing to the table as a sponsor of the All Ireland Football Championships.
Yeah, so as you said, they're actually our sponsor with Cork Ladies Football and then the football championship as a whole. And I suppose this campaign is community includes everyone. And my role within this as a brand ambassador is kind of keeping girls within sport and promoting that side of it, which is probably really important to me growing up and making sure girls have exposure to ladies football because this is my first year on board now, but obviously there's a few of the lads ambassadors like Dave and Padraig and Paul and stuff. So I suppose it's nice for a young girl maybe to see a female footballer as well there with them.
Exactly, and it's vital, I suppose, they have female role models and visible female role models as well.
Yeah, look, it's so important, and I think any bit of exposure we can get for the game and to keep young girls involved, is really important.
Yeah, have you noticed, I suppose, the increased exposure over the last couple of years, and do you think it still has a long way to go?
There's definitely been increased exposure over the last few years. I think the ladies Gaelic football have done a great job at that, and they've really done a great job at promoting the game. And but I do think there obviously still is a bit to go, and maybe the integration will help with that. There's obviously it's not perfect, but I think we're getting there.
Yeah, good to hear. Good to hear. Tell me, Waterford last weekend, good win, I suppose, much needed win for you guys and a morale boosting one, I suppose, after the spring that you guys had.
Yeah, definitely. Look, the obviously the league was disappointing. But I think we really put the head down there for the last couple of months and we really targeted this game. I suppose Waterford gave us a bit of a lesson in the league down in Parky Ring. So this game was really important to us. Look, the first round championship, a must game win game for us really, and thank God we performed on the day and we got over the line.
Yeah, I mean, like as you mentioned, Waterford did have a big win over you in the league. I mean, like what changed, I suppose, from that performance in the league to the game last weekend?
Yeah, I suppose it's a new enough panel and there's been a bit of turnover the last couple of years and I suppose probably took a while maybe to find our feet in the league and um we I think over the last while we got a few challenge games in there after the league and we really trained hard, like we had a hard slog there after the league and I think things started to gel together. We could see there the last couple of weeks, and we could see we were that bit fitter, we were that bit stronger, and we were playing better together because we were more used to each other. And I think that kind of time after the league kind of stood to us, and it showed on Saturday.
Yeah, as you mentioned, there has been some turnover in the squad. A lot of big name players have left, like Kieran, Darren O'Sullivan, and Roisin Phelan as well. Some big names and some really big boots to fill as well.
Yeah, big turnover. Like I suppose yeah, it was even weird at the weekend seeing or like Kira and Darren would have both text a good luck message before the match, and even Kira was at the match, and it was just weird seeing her in her normal clothes in the stand and stuff. Um, but I suppose that's the challenge for our panel now at the moment. We're after we don't have these players anymore, and we that's the challenge for us to see if we can reach those standards even without those players. I suppose the girls would have been so important to us on the pitch, obviously on match day, but aside from that, they set the standards at training. They really had high standards, and I suppose it's about not letting those standards drop just because those girls aren't there anymore and keeping that intensity up. And I think we have done over the last while, so it's just to keep that going.
And goes without saying as well, it presents a huge opportunity for people then to step up into those boots.
Exactly, yeah. And I suppose suppose we're lucky enough in Cork. There has been a huge amount of underage success in the last few years, and I know that always doesn't transpire into senior success, but I suppose it can only be a positive thing for us for having girls come onto the panel who have won stuff before. So yeah.
Just talk to me again, just about I suppose the league campaign and the relegation. I suppose how you all felt following the relegation.
Yeah, I suppose, look, it was extremely tough. Like, you never want to lose, and then when you're losing 4, 5, 6 games in a row, it's very tough. And I suppose there was probably games, like, you look back to our Armagh game, they won the league and they actually only
Mm.
beat us by 2 points in Parky Ring. Like, so at times we weren't that far off it. Like, even to Mayo kind of lost narrowly there and stuff. But I suppose we just have to take the learnings from each game. And it was tough going because it's hard to keep positive the whole time. But I think
Mhm.
girls really did dig in there the last couple of months, and it showed on Saturday, I think, against Waterford.
Yeah, and what was the message then from, I suppose, Shane and the rest of the backroom team then heading into the championship? Was it just a case of like, lads, just forget the league campaign? You're far better than that.
Yeah, I suppose, and like, at the end of the day, as I said, Waterford beat us in the league, but like, I suppose championship is kind of all that really matters. At the end of the day, and look, they obviously, the management team would have taken learnings from the team, from the league and stuff. We didn't completely dismiss it altogether, but we knew that there was bigger things ahead for the group, and we just had to keep as positive as possible.
Do you feel like then you were kind of almost kind of written off heading into the championship after that league campaign?
I think so. Probably people probably didn't give us a chance going into the Waterford game at the weekend, which is fair enough considering the beating they gave us in Parky Ring. But I think we knew our group ourselves. We knew we were going well the last few weeks, and we had the training had really ramped up and stuff. We knew we were in a good position, and it probably suited us as well. Going in, kind of knowing, giving us a chance, and it allowed us to perform.
And now you've got that monkey off the back now with the first win as well, especially against the team who had beaten you in the league. That must have been, I suppose, such a big relief.
Yeah, definitely. And I think that was the thing. Getting a win was just so important for us, I suppose. It is very demoralizing, the
Mm.
6 league games in a row that we lost. So like, the feeling on Saturday was class. Like, it was a sunny day down in Dungarvan, first championship win of the year. Like, you can't beat that buzz, like, and hopefully now that will lift the group even more going forward.
Yeah, it just makes training that little bit easier when you come back and through your recovery and all that stuff as well. So getting a win, massively important in that regard. And then to build on that, then Kerry this weekend, another big game, but another chance to show how far you've improved from the league.
Yeah, exactly. We're away to Kerry this weekend and then Tip the week after. So I suppose the way the round robin is with Munster, it's great, like, because you've games every week, and that's what girls
Mm.
want at this level, is to be playing games the whole time, like. And I think especially for a young group like us, that games will only bring us on more and more. So yeah, we're right in the thick of it now.
Excellent. Emma Cleary, Cork Footballer, thanks very much for talking to us today.
Thanks a million.